Hello everybody, this is Howard the Teaser King coming to you with week 2 of college football. I'm going to give you my over-unders on this one. Last week I was 16 plays, I had 13 right, 3 wrong. You got to understand I'm playing teasers, so like Alabama I had 54 under 60 and it was a 58. So it was a winner, as was Iowa, as was UCLA. So you got to keep in mind that's why I play the teasers, because it gives us a better odds on winning. UCLA +3 isn't, who knows? As it turns out, it went to overtime, so it was a good play. But UCLA +9, I can feel more confident. They're not going to get blown out. They were down, but they came back very good. And lose by 7, we're getting 9. It's a W. So that's really what I'm looking for. That's why I play the teasers. So this week we're doing the over-unders. I really hit the Michigan game and the Boise State game very, right on. I had Michigan 58-0, 163-3, and I had Boise winning 45-10. They actually won 45-10. And basically, once you understand how I picked it, it's not that hard, because Boise's got an explosive offense, got a good quarterback. They're old Boise now, because they're a quarterback offense, and they haven't had a good quarterback in a few years. And that's what kills teams like LSU. Without a good quarterback, they're an average team. And you don't understand is why they can't have a good quarterback. You're telling me they can't recruit at LSU? It's almost unbelievable. But anyway, so you got a Boise explosive team going against Louisiana Lafayette, who's not that good. Or was it, did they play Lafayette, or they played, Louisiana Lafayette. And they're an average offense, not a good quarterback, and a kind of weak defense, a Sun Belt defense. So you knew Boise was going to put up a lot of points, and Lafayette couldn't keep up with them. Michigan is the same thing. Michigan with a great defense, power running. Hawaii's weak. They really don't have much of a defense. They don't really have much of an offense. So you knew Michigan would pour it on. And they want to prove a point because they didn't make the playoff last year, and Harbaugh is really getting upset. So you can just see they're gonna pound teams right now. So that's basically what they're looking for. So that's what I'm looking for, is the mismatch. That's what I'm trying to find. But you have to understand the teams to find it. And that's why I say go to my Sun Belt, go to my MAC videos that I did before a couple weeks ago to get ready for the year, and it walks you through the teams. There's a few surprises like Ohio and Texas State are, a little different than I thought, but I'll make a quick adjustment and figure them out. And that's all. You just look at the box scores and get the stats. Like Western Kentucky's quarterback threw for 500 yards. There we go. It's right back. Explosive team. They'll have fun with Alabama this week. That spread's 30 points. And I'm shaking my head going, Western Kentucky can score on Alabama. They always have trouble with passing quarterbacks like Kelly and Manziel. More that can run a little bit, too. I don't know if Western Kentucky, his quarterback, can run a little bit, but I think they'll score a little bit on them. And I don't think the 52 Alabama put up was, they're not a 52 team. So, but I didn't watch the game, so I don't know. But I was surprised by that big of a score. I assume there were some pick sixes or a lot of turnovers by USC. Anyway, let's talk about this week. So I have a slew. I've got 15, 20 over-unders. It's a good week for over-unders. There's a lot of over teams playing each other. There's some under teams playing each other, which is really what I look for. But the key is you got to watch the spread. There's some games where you got overs playing overs, but they're laying 75 points, and it makes it hard. You can still play them, but it's a very difficult thing. So let me start off with, I'll give you an over and an under. So let's go over with, let's take Notre Dame. They're playing Nevada. Nevada's got a good running attack, but they're very, explosive type of team. Notre Dame obviously is explosive, good quarterbacks, off of a loss, they'll be pissed. But the spread's a little high against Nevada, I feel. But when I look at the game over or under, like Notre Dame's, what are they laying? They're laying 28 points. Nevada's not a bad team. I mean, they're not Louisiana Lafayette. So therefore, it's a big number, 28, because I don't trust Notre Dame's defense. They let Texas go wild on it. So what I like here is Notre Dame will easily score 40 points against Nevada. Can Nevada, now the over-under is 60. All I got to do is go to 54. So if Notre Dame gets 40, all Nevada needs is 15 points. I think Nevada will score in the 20s, and I still think Notre Dame might get into the 50s because they'll get, they'll just keep it on because they're at home, they play more aggressive, and they score a lot, and, they got the quarterbacks. They're an explosive team, and off of a loss, they're going to be pissed off. So Nevada, I think, can score, let's say 17 points. I think Notre Dame, all they need is 40. I think they get at least 44. Gives you a 61. All you need is 54. I think this is an easy over here. So Notre Dame and Nevada going over 60, tease down to 54. And let's go with an under. Let's go with South Carolina. Who are they playing? Playing Old Mississippi State. They're laying 6.5, and the over/under is 45. And I mean, here South Carolina has absolutely no offense. I looked at the stats. The quarterback was like, 8 of 20 or something. So that tells me this quarterback's terrible. So they won't score a lot, but they have a good defense. And they're playing Old Mississippi State, who lost to South Alabama, scoring 21, giving up 20. So you're looking at Old Mississippi State has no offense either. South Carolina has, I guess, less of an offense than South Alabama. Being 45, we go under 51. So that's a 28-24 game, and I don't see either team getting that high. I don't think they can. If Old Mississippi State can only get 21 against South Alabama, they're not going to get 21 against South Carolina. South Carolina has very little offense. Old Mississippi State's got a good defense, and they'll hold them. I think this is two good defenses with no quarterbacks, and they're both, new quarterbacks learning. I just see where there's no way it's going to get to 51. It'll have to be a lot of turnovers or kick returns, and if it happens, that's the only way I lose these unders is a punt return, a kickoff return. Never, just line them up, play offense, play defense. So that's the over-under for the week. Take the South Carolina 45, tease it under 51, and Notre Dame 60, go under 54. These are like 5-unit plays, a 5-unit play on the site. I have a lock going. I don't think I have a lock over-under going. I do have a regular lock going with the teams, but it's amazing. Of all the picks in college, I think I only have 2 games that are points, and all the other picks are over-unders. But there's a lot of over-unders, a lot of power teams playing that are really explosive teams that I really like a lot. And one game I'm kind of curious about, I don't know if I'm going to play it or not, is Ohio State and Tulsa. The over-under on the game is 72. And my problem is, I don't know if Tulsa's going to score a lot. I think Ohio State scores 50 very easily. I don't know what Tulsa does because, this Ohio State defense, they're pissed off. They didn't make the playoffs. Tulsa can throw it and score. I mean, if this was a normal team, if they were playing Indiana, this would be a lock over. But because it's Ohio State with their defense and speed, and they're good after the passer, I'm really not sure what to do with this game. Either Ohio State wins 50-0, which I don't think, or Ohio State wins 50-28, which is probably more likely that Tulsa scores probably 20 points, and Ohio State gets in the 50s. So it could get there, but I just want to watch it. I think Tulsa's explosive. I know Ohio State, they're going to average 50 a game with Barrett there. So it's probably an overplay, but it's not. I just don't know how much I can trust Tulsa to score. If they can put up their normal 20 points, but what's getting me is Bowling Green didn't really score. They got a pick 6. And I thought Bowling Green would score on them, so that's why I'm a little bit nervous. If Bowling Green didn't score on them, is Tulsa really going to score on them? Bowling Green averaged 40 a game. Now I know their quarterback's gone, but the coach who replaced the Syracuse coach is there, and he's he's still running the same Bowling Green type of Baylor offense. The quarterback was one that played when the other guy was injured 2 years ago. So I was surprised Bowling Green, and that's why I'm stopping here. So you got to be careful with that. Some other games I'm going to watch is the Syracuse-Louisville game. Syracuse played some Division II or Division III team. I don't even know what they play anymore. These little high school teams. And they only put up like 30 points. And I would have expected 60 with this new Baylor offense at Syracuse. So, again, I'm wondering how long is it going to take for the new quarterback to learn this system. And that's always the thing. So I can't jump on Syracuse-Louisville. And I actually think the over-under is a bit high. It's 68. I can go down to 62. But Louisville's got a good defense. Louisville will score. Question is, I don't know if Syracuse is ready with that offense to put up the 40 points that it should. So I think Louisville's defense and the number at 68 makes it a little high. So you got to watch the number. There's a couple other numbers that are like a little bit high. Baylor at 71 plays SMU, but the quarterback might not play. I don't know how much SMU is going to score on Baylor. Again, but the line's like laying 28. So again, you have this. Are they going to shut out SMU? Because SMU in conference is different than out of conference. That's what I keep trying to explain. You got to watch the conference games. If SMU plays a Western Kentucky, yeah, you're going to get 100 points. But when they move up in conference and move up in it's like a horse race, right? When you move up in competition, all of a sudden you're not going to score 50 points. Western Kentucky, I don't know what they'll do with Alabama. I'm hoping they get 20, but they're not going to get the 40 they normally do. And the same thing with here with SMU and with Tulsa. They're moving up against some big boys who are going to be scared because they know they can score, and they just might shut them down. So because they can put pass rush on them. You just blitz with these guys, and they're so much faster and bigger. Like Baylor against SMU, they might sack the quarterback all day. They won't score at all, and Baylor will put up 50 and then sit on it and win 50-0. But it's too hard to know. But I would think Baylor will win, laying the 28 or 30. I think Ohio State probably wins, but again, it's too much risk to play those games. I'd rather play Ohio State like against a weak offensive team, and then they'll blow them out, than a strong offensive team, but you just don't know because it's a different conference. So anyway, the more you learn the teams, if they're overs or unders, based on the quarterback and the defense and the coach, the more you know, then the more you can play these. But also you got to keep in mind, what the spread is. There's some of them. Texas Tech is playing Arizona State. The over/under 79. That's 80 points. It's just sometimes they mark it so high you can't even play the game. It's hard to play the over/under at 79. Personally, I think that game goes to 100. I think the 79, but it's really hard. I mean, that's 80 points. That's 40-40. Probably in this game you'll get it because Texas Tech with Mahomes and Arizona State. I don't know if they have a new quarterback or not. Let me quickly check for everybody. Let me get to the Pac-12, Arizona State. Yeah, they have a new quarterback, no experience. So it's a game that normally Arizona State's a very good team, but in this case, you're dealing with a quarterback with no experience. So, yeah, I'll probably stop in, but that's a big number, 79, against, if it was a senior quarterback who was really good, then yeah, they'll score it. Like Mahomes is really good. It's probably a good game to take Texas Tech because Arizona State might not score as much as normal because of the new quarterback, but Texas Tech will for sure because Mahomes is he's a winner. He's a very good quarterback. So that's what you got to be careful of. So anyway, like I said, I have a lock in the pro. It's a pro college lock. And then these are my over-unders. So once again, good luck. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. One guy asked me, how do I buy the locks? Just simply go to www.teaserking.com, my site. Go to purchase picks, and it'll come up, and you'll say, give me the locks, and you'll get all my locks for the week. Or you can buy if you buy the pro and the college, you get the locks. You get all the picks, so it's a little bit more, but then you get everything. So, and I'll have 6 or 7 pro games. I have a pro lock, so basically it's a very good week there. But yeah, I'm playing a lot of over-unders this week. So anyway, good luck. Again, www.teaserking.com. Have a nice weekend. Good luck, guys.